Christmas dinner was supposed to be smooth and quiet. I spent the whole morning getting the place ready, moving chairs, wiping counters, and setting the table in the house I paid for. My wife, Amanda, kept calling it a special family night. She had been acting strange all week, but I told myself it was just holiday nerves. I walked into the dining room holding a couple of wine glasses, and that is when I saw him. Brian, Amanda's ex-husband. He was sitting right at the head of the table, in the seat I always used. The same man who walked out on Amanda and her daughter 8 years earlier like they meant nothing. My brain froze for a second, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. Before I could say a word, Amanda grabbed my arm and shoved me back into the door frame. "Move," she snapped. "That seat is for Brian. He is Lily's real father." Across the table, Amanda's mother, Carol, looked pleased with herself. She had that smug little smile like she had won something. Lily, my 16-year-old stepdaughter, stared straight down at her plate. I had raised that girl since she was 8 years old. I paid for her school. I paid for her braces. I put money into her college fund every single month. "Excuse me," I said, trying to stay calm. Brian leaned back in my chair like he owned it. "You heard her," he said. "This is family time." Amanda pointed toward a cheap folding chair shoved into the corner of the room. "It matters that Lily has her real dad here. You can sit over there." I looked at Lily. My chest felt tight. "Is this what you want?" I asked. "Lily." She would not even look up. "Lily," I said again. That is when Amanda lost it. "If you do not like it, then leave," she yelled. "No one is making you stay." Carol clapped her hands like this was a show. Brian smiled. Amanda crossed her arms and waited. They all wanted me to argue. They wanted me embarrassed and begging for my place at a table I paid for. I did not give them that. I set the wine glasses down gently. I grabbed my jacket and my keys. "Where are you going?" Amanda asked. Her voice cracked just a little. I did not answer. I walked out into the cold December air, got into my car, and drove away. They wanted to show me the door. Fine. What they did not understand was that I was not just stepping through it. I was slamming it shut. I pulled into the parking lot of a diner and sat there with my phone. I opened my notes and made a list of everything tied to my name. Every account, every bill, every service. 43 items. I opened my banking application first. I moved every dollar from our joint account into a new personal account. $78,000 secured in 2 minutes. Next were the credit cards. 3 cards, all in my name. I canceled every one of them. I canceled the car insurance on the vehicle Amanda drove. Good luck finding coverage on Christmas Day. Then I handled the cell phone plan. I suspended both her line and Lily's line. Service would work until midnight. After that, nothing. Streaming services were canceled. The home security system was shut down. The wireless fidelity password was changed and locked. Her gym membership was canceled. My phone kept buzzing. Messages stacked up fast. I did not read a single one. I just kept going. By the time I stopped, 38 items were done. 5 more would have to wait until businesses reopened. A lawyer consultation, property verification, legal documents, formal eviction paperwork. I had 18 missed calls, then 23 more messages. I drove straight to my brother Mike's house. He opened the door, looked at my face, and stepped aside without a word. "The guest room is yours," he said, handing me a beer. When I finally shut my phone off that night, there were 35 missed calls. They thought they were proving something, that I was just the money, just the wallet, not real family. They were right. And since I was not family, I owed them nothing. Not my house, not my money, not my time. They would wake up to a very different reality, one where disrespect came with consequences. I slept better than I expected. They told me to leave. So I left, and I took everything that was mine with me. I woke up at 6 in the morning at Mike's place. I made coffee and went back to work on the last items on my list. The first call I made was to a family law attorney I had looked into months earlier. I left a detailed voicemail explaining everything and asked for an emergency consultation the next business day after the holiday. Next, I documented everything that happened. I wrote down every word that was said. Who pushed me? Who watched? Who laughed? I took screenshots of all the financial transfers. I built a timeline. 3 full pages of notes. Clean and organized. By 7:30, I was done. My phone stayed off. I knew what was happening back at that house, and I wanted them to feel it a little longer. Around 9, I turned the phone back on. The notification sounds went on for a full minute. 62 missed calls. 47 text messages. 3 voicemails. I did not listen to the voicemails. I did not read the texts. I just scrolled through them. The early messages were confused, then annoyed, then angry. By 3 in the morning, they were desperate. The newest message was sent 20 minutes earlier. Please call me. We need to talk. This is insane. I poured another cup of coffee and sat on my brother's back porch. It was cold, but I needed the air. Mike came out and handed me a blanket. You going to tell me what happened? He asked. I did. I told him everything. The shove, the yelling, every last detail. Seeing Brian in my chair and hearing her mother clap finished the picture for my brother. He stayed quiet for a long second, then said, You did the right thing. I know, I said. Next step is they are going to show up here sooner or later. When they do, I need you to not let them inside. He nodded once. That will not be a problem. Around 11 o'clock in the morning, my phone started ringing again. A new number. It was Carol. I declined the call. She called again right away. I declined it again. Then a text came through. You are being childish. Answer the phone and fix this. I blocked the number. At noon, another call came in. This one was from Lily's phone. I stared at it for a few seconds, then declined it. She was 16 years old, not a little kid. She knew exactly what she had done. A text followed. Please talk to Mom. She is freaking out. Good, I thought. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my phone rang again. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something told me to answer. Hello. Is this about the property on Willow Street? A woman asked. Her voice was calm and professional. Yes, I said. This is Susan with Parish Property Management. We received a call this morning from a woman claiming to be the homeowner. Our records show you as the sole owner. She became upset when we told her we could not discuss the account with her. I smiled for the first time all day. That is correct. I am the only owner. She has no legal rights to the property. She said you abandoned the family and requested that we change the locks. I wanted to confirm before we sent anyone out. Do not send anyone, I said. Actually, I need to come in and handle some paperwork regarding that house. Are you open tomorrow? Yes, we are. Does 10 o'clock in the morning work? That works. After I hung up, my brother stared at me. She tried to change the locks on your house? She tried, I said, leaning back. She is realizing she controls nothing. Not the house. Not the money. Not the vehicles. None of it. What about her belongings? He asked. They are still there, I said. I will deal with that after the legal side is handled. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, someone knocked on my brother's front door. He looked at me. I nodded. He opened the door, and I heard Amanda's voice right away. Is he here? I need to talk to him. He does not want to see you, my brother said, calm but solid. This is ridiculous, she snapped. He cannot just shut me out. He can, my brother replied. And he has. You need to leave. Tell him I just want 5 minutes, she begged. That is all. No. There was a pause. Then Lily's voice. Please, she said. We just want to explain. My brother did not change his tone. You both need to leave now. I heard crying. Then footsteps. Then a car door slam and an engine start. My brother came back inside. They are gone. Thank you. She looked awful, he said. Like she had not slept at all. She probably did not, I said. That evening, the messages turned desperate. From Amanda, we can work this out. Please. I am sorry. An hour later, Brian left. He said it was too much drama. Please come home. Then another one. The cards are not working. I cannot buy groceries. Can you at least give me access to food? I finally replied. You told me to get out. I got out. Figure it out. Her response came instantly. I was upset. I did not mean it like that. I typed back. You meant every word. You planned it. You invited him. You shoved me. You let your daughter scream at me. You all meant it. We can fix this, she wrote. There is nothing to fix, I replied. You made your choice. What about Lily? She sent. You were just going to abandon her. That one made my hands shake. I raised that girl for 8 years, I wrote. I paid for everything she ever needed. She screamed at me to get out in front of everyone. She chose her real father. Where is he now? No reply for 20 minutes. Then, he left this morning. Said it was too much drama. Sounds about right, I replied. So you are really done? She asked. 8 years and you are just done? You shoved me out of my own house, I answered. You humiliated me. You told me I was not her real father. Yes, I am done. I need money, she wrote. We have bills. Not my problem anymore. It is your house, she said. The mortgage is your responsibility. I will handle it, I replied. Without you in it. After that, the messages stopped. I sat on my brother's couch that night, phone silent, and felt something I had not felt in a very long time. Peace. Real peace. The next day was the property manager. The day after that was the lawyer. Then the eviction process would start. They thought I was bluffing. Thought I would calm down and come back. Thought I needed them. They were wrong. I went to sleep with my phone on silent. 37 new messages came in overnight. I never read them. The property management office sat in a strip mall downtown. I arrived 15 minutes early and sat in my car, reviewing my notes one last time. Dorothy turned out to be a sharp, no-nonsense woman in her 50s. The kind of person who had clearly seen situations like mine more than a few times. She pulled up my file on her computer, scanned it carefully, and nodded as she read. Sole owner, she said. No other names on the deed. No shared lease agreements. You are completely clear to move forward however you choose. I need them out, I told her. How fast can that happen? She reached into a drawer and pulled out a form. By law, we have to serve a 30-day notice first. After that, if they do not leave, we file for a formal eviction. The full process usually takes about 60 days. If they want to fight it, they can try. Most people do. She slid the paperwork across the desk. Fill this out. We will have the notice served by the end of the week. I signed everything without hesitation. One more thing, I said. Can you have the locks changed today if possible? She did not even blink. Already scheduled. Our technician will be there at 2 o'clock this afternoon. She is going to lose her mind, I said. Dorothy smiled slightly. Let her. She is not on the deed. She looked back at me. Do you want us present when you go back to collect your belongings? Not yet, I said. I want the legal side handled first. From there, I drove straight to the law office. The attorney's name was Thomas Walker. He had come in just to meet with me, even though it was the day after Christmas. He listened without interrupting, taking notes as I explained everything from the dinner to the finances to the history of the relationship. When I finished, he leaned back slightly. You were never married, he said. No, I replied. She wanted to be. I kept putting it off. Guess my gut knew something was off. That simplifies things a great deal, he said. Common law marriage does not apply in this state unless you have been together for more than 10 years and publicly presented yourselves as married. You were together for 8. That means she has no claim. So none of it is hers. I asked. Correct, he said. The house is yours. The vehicles are yours. Any accounts in your name are yours. She would need proof of financial contribution to make any claim, and even then, it would be very difficult. I handed him my documentation. She has not worked in 6 years. Every dollar came from me. He reviewed the papers and nodded. This is extremely thorough. Honestly, my paralegals could learn from this. He looked up at me. What about the stepdaughter? What about her? I asked. Any adoption paperwork? Custody agreement? Child support orders? None, I said. Her biological father, Brian Turner, has custody on paper. He just never used it. I was the one raising her. Then legally, you have no obligation there either, he said. I know that sounds cold, but that is the law. It did sound cold. But after watching Lily sit silently while her mother humiliated me, and then scream at me to leave my own house, I felt nothing. What happens next? I asked. I will draft a formal cease and desist letter, he said. Your former partner is to have no contact with you except through legal counsel. I will also notify the child's biological father that you are no longer financially responsible and that he needs to step up. Then we wait for the eviction timeline to run. How much is this going to cost? I asked. $2,000 retainer, he said. If it goes to court, more. But with documentation like this, I doubt it will. She will realize quickly she has no ground to stand on. I wrote the check on the spot. By noon, I was back at my brother's house. My phone had been quiet all morning. Too quiet. I knew she was trying something else. At 1:30 in the afternoon, I got a call from the private academy Lily attended, the one I had been paying $12,000 a year for. This is Principal Harris, a woman said. I have a woman here claiming to be your wife. She is very upset. She says you canceled payment for Lily's tuition. I am not Lily's legal guardian, I said calmly. And that woman is not my wife. You need to speak with Lily's biological father regarding tuition. His name is Brian Turner. There was a long pause. I see, she said slowly. And the current semester balance was paid in full in August, I replied. The spring semester has not started yet. That is no longer my responsibility. She hesitated. If Mr. Turner wants his daughter to continue attending, he will need to contact us for enrollment next term. Correct, I said. I am done. I ended the call. 20 minutes later, my phone lit up. Amanda, you called the school? Lily is crying. How could you do this to her? Me. I did not do anything to her. She made her choice. Amanda, she is 16. She is a child. Me. She was old enough to tell me to get out. She is old enough to live with that. Amanda, you are being cruel. Me, no. I am finished. There is a difference. Amanda, the locks are changed. We cannot get into the house. Me. I know. Amanda, our things are inside. Me. My lawyer will contact you about retrieving your belongings through proper legal channels. Amanda, where are we supposed to go? Me. Call Brian. He is her real father, right? I am sure he will help. Amanda, he will not answer my calls. Me. Not my problem. Amanda, I cannot believe you are doing this. Me. You shoved me. You humiliated me in front of your family. After that, there was nothing else to say. She told me I was not family. Now she was shocked that I finally agreed with her. After that last message, she tried calling again. I sent every call straight to voicemail. Then her mother tried calling from her own phone. I blocked that number too. Then Lily tried. I blocked her as well. That evening, I got a text from an unknown number. This is Brian Turner. You need to stop harassing my daughter and her mother. What happened at dinner was between adults. Leave me out of it. I stared at that message for a full minute before responding. Your daughter screamed at me to get out of my own house. Her mother shoved me out of the way so you could sit in my chair. You sat there smiling while it happened. And now you want to talk about harassment. That is rich. By the way, Lily's school called. Tuition is your responsibility now, since you are her actual father. Good luck. He never replied. Around 8 o'clock that night, my brother Mike got home from work. There is a car parked down the street, he said. It has been there for about an hour. Looks like Amanda's. I looked out the window. Sure enough, her car was sitting 3 houses down. Should we call the police? Mike asked. Not yet, I said. Let her sit there. She will leave eventually. She stayed there for 3 hours, just sitting in her car, probably hoping I would walk outside and talk to her. When she finally drove away around 11 o'clock, I felt a wave of relief. Before going to bed, I checked my phone one last time. 14 new messages, all from different numbers. Friends of hers, family members, people telling me to calm down or think about Lily. I turned my phone off and went to sleep. The next day, the eviction notice would be served, and she would finally understand this was not a phase or a threat. This was permanent. She wanted me gone. I was gone, and I had taken my entire life with me. The eviction notice was served on Thursday morning. I knew because my phone started ringing at 9:15 and did not stop for the next 2 hours. I was at work when it happened. I had gone back on Wednesday, told my boss I needed a few personal days, but was ready to focus again. He did not ask questions, just told me to take care of what I needed. Being at work felt good, normal, something I had control over. The first call came from her mother's phone, then her aunt, then 2 of her friends whose numbers I had not blocked yet. I declined every single call and kept working. Finally, a text from Amanda came through. 30 days? You are giving us 30 days to find somewhere to live. We have nowhere to go. My mother cannot take us. She lives in a 1-bedroom apartment. Where is Lily supposed to sleep? I did not respond. Another text followed. At least let us stay through New Year's Day. Please. It is almost Lily's birthday. I replied, you have 30 days. That is more than generous, considering what you did. We cannot afford first and last month's rent anywhere, she wrote. I do not have a job. You know that. You should have thought about that before Christmas dinner, I replied. Stop being so cold, she sent back. This is not you. You are right, I answered. The old me would have taken you back by now, would have accepted an apology and pretended none of this happened. That guy is gone. During my lunch break, I got a call from another unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. This is Daniel Brooks with State Social Services, a man said. I received a call this morning from a concerned party about a minor in distress. Lily Turner. My jaw tightened. What about her? The caller stated that you abandoned the child and left her without housing. I need to ask you a few questions. I am not Lily's legal guardian, I said calmly. Never was. Her father is Brian Turner. He has custody on paper. I was just the man her mother dated who paid for everything. So you are not her stepfather? He asked. Not legally, I said. We were never married. No adoption. No custody agreement. Nothing. I was the man who got shoved aside at Christmas dinner and told to get out. I heard typing on his end. And Lily's mother? He asked. She is the one who pushed me and humiliated me in front of her family, I said. She is also the one who should be calling Brian Turner or finding a job, instead of trying to use social services to manipulate me into coming back. More typing. I see, he said. What is their current living situation? They are still in my house, I said. The house I own. I filed for eviction. They have 30 days to make other arrangements. Understood, he replied. I will follow up with the mother and the biological father. Thank you for your time. After he hung up, I immediately texted Amanda. You called social services on me? Seriously? How did you think that would work? I did not call them, she replied. My mother did. She is worried about Lily. Your mother should be worried about you finding a job, I wrote, instead of scheming ways to manipulate me. I applied to 3 places yesterday, she answered. Good, I replied. You are going to need the income. That afternoon, my attorney called. My attorney called me later that day. Your former partner hired a lawyer, Arthur said. Some guy named Robert Morrison from across town. He sent a letter claiming she has rights to the house because she lived there for 8 years. Can she actually do that? I asked. She can try, Arthur said calmly. But she will lose. I already responded with documentation showing you are the sole owner, that every payment came from your accounts, and that she made no financial contributions. Once he realizes she cannot afford to keep paying him, he will back off. And if he does not? I asked. Then we go to court, Arthur said. And she loses publicly. Either way, you are fine. I let out a breath I did not realize I was holding. How am I holding up? I said. Better every day. Good, he replied. One more thing. I sent a letter to Brian Turner outlining his financial responsibilities regarding his daughter. I got a very angry voicemail back. That actually made me laugh. Apparently, Arthur continued, he did not know she had been telling people he had custody all these years. I shook my head. She told everyone he was a deadbeat who abandoned them. Well, Arthur said dryly, family law is never boring. That evening, I went back to my brother Mike's house for dinner with him and his wife, Sarah. They had been incredible through all of this. No judgment, just support. How much longer are you planning to stay here? Mike asked. I am looking at apartments this weekend, I said. Found a decent 1-bedroom about 20 minutes from work. You are not going back to the house? Sarah asked. No, I said. Too many memories. Too big for just me anyway. Once they are out, I will sell it and start fresh. Sarah hesitated, then asked, Can I ask you something? Do you feel bad about Lily at all? I thought about it. At first, I did, I said honestly. Then I remembered her screaming at me to get out. I remembered her sitting there while her mother shoved me. She is 16, not 6. She knew what she was doing. What if she apologizes? Sarah asked gently. Then she will learn that some things cannot be fixed with sorry, I said. I spent 8 years being her parent. Paid for everything. School, clothes, activities, food, phone. I showed up for every school event. Helped with homework. And the second her biological father showed up, I became nothing. I shrugged. So now I am acting like nothing. Seems fair. My phone buzzed on the table. Another message from an unknown number. This is Lily. Please talk to me. I am sorry. I did not mean what I said. Mom made me say it. I showed the phone to Mike. Now she says her mother forced her. I said. You believe that? He asked. It does not matter, I replied. Even if it is true, she still said it. She is old enough to say no. I blocked the number. Friday morning, I got an email from the private school. They were withdrawing Lily's enrollment effective immediately due to non-payment for the upcoming semester. They thanked me for my years of support and wished me well. I forwarded the email to Arthur with a short note. Documentation that I am no longer responsible. He replied within minutes. Perfect. Keep everything like this. Friday afternoon, Amanda showed up at my workplace. Security called me from the front desk. There is a woman here demanding to see you, the guard said. She says she is your wife. She is very upset. I do not have a wife, I said, and I do not want to see her. Please ask her to leave. We already did, he said. She is refusing. Says she will wait until your shift ends. I sighed. Call the police. Tell them someone is trespassing and refusing to leave. You sure? He asked. Positive. 10 minutes later, security called back. Police escorted her off the property. She is gone. When I got home that night, Mike handed me his phone. You need to see this. It was a social media post from Amanda. After 8 years together, he abandoned me and my daughter over one misunderstanding. He will not answer calls, change the locks, cut off our money, and left us with nothing. This is not the man I thought I knew. Devastated does not begin to cover it. The comments were mixed. Some people felt sorry for her. Others asked what the misunderstanding was. Then I saw a comment from someone I recognized. One of her cousins who had been at the Christmas dinner. Maybe tell them the whole story. Like how you shoved him in front of everyone. Or how you invited your ex to sit in his chair. Or how Lily screamed at him to get out. That misunderstanding. The comment was 4 hours old. 53 likes. She is trying to control the story, I said. And it is not working, Mike replied. People who were there are talking. I handed the phone back. Let her post whatever she wants. The truth always comes out. That night, I slept better than I had in years. 23 days until the eviction was final. 23 days until I was completely free. She wanted me gone. Mission accomplished. Now she could live with the consequences. 2 weeks after Christmas, the truth was everywhere. It started with that cousin's comment, but it did not stop there. Other people who were at that dinner spoke up. Her aunt posted a long message defending me, saying she witnessed everything and was disgusted by how her niece treated me. 2 of her friends reached out to me directly after that. Both apologized for believing the story she told at first. The picture she tried to paint fell apart faster than she expected. I was sitting in my new apartment when my phone rang. I had just signed the lease on a 1-bedroom place closer to work. It was smaller than the house, but it was mine. No memories tied to anyone else. A clean slate. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something told me to answer. Hello. Is this the guy who was dating my ex-wife? A man asked. His voice was sharp. Angry. Who is this? I asked. Brian Turner. We need to talk. I leaned back in my chair. I am listening. She will not stop calling me, he said, showing up at my place, crying about how you ruined her life and how I need to fix it. She brought Lily over yesterday, trying to guilt me into letting them move in. He paused, then let out a harsh laugh. I told her to get lost. I have not been a father to that kid in 8 years. I paid child support when the court ordered it, and that was it. Now she wants me to play family after spending years telling everyone I abandoned them. After dragging me to Christmas dinner just to humiliate you. So why are you calling me? I asked. Because now she is telling people I am the reason you left, he said. That I manipulated her into inviting me. That I was trying to steal her away from you. It is insane. For a split second, I almost felt bad for him. Almost. She is desperate, I said. Desperate people lie. There was silence. Then he spoke again, quieter this time. Look, I am not a good guy. I know that. I walked out on them. But what she did to you at that dinner was planned. That was not about me wanting to be there. That was about putting you in your place. I know, I said. So what are you going to do about her spreading all this garbage? He asked. Nothing, I said. The people who matter already know the truth. Everyone else does not matter to me. He was quiet again. She is not going to stop calling me, he said. Block her, I replied. I did. She keeps finding new phones. I shrugged, even though he could not see me. Not my problem. Then I added, you showed up at my house, sat in my chair, and smirked while she humiliated me. You are on your own. I hung up before he could answer. That afternoon, Arthur called with an update. Her lawyer dropped her, he said. Morrison sent notice that he is no longer representing her due to non-payment and irreconcilable differences in legal strategy. Translation, she wanted him to argue nonsense, and she could not afford him anyway. So the eviction still stands? I asked. Absolutely, he said. 15 days left. If she is not out by then, the sheriff's department will remove her. And her belongings? I recommend you be present when she moves out, Arthur said. Document everything. Take photos. Have a witness. Do not give her any chance to claim you damaged or kept anything. I will be there, I said. That evening, I got another call from Lily's school. This time it was not the principal. It was a counselor. I wanted to reach out regarding Lily, she said. She has been struggling since transferring to public school. I am not her guardian, I said immediately. I understand, the counselor replied. But she listed you as an emergency contact, and we have been unable to reach her father. Remove me from that list, I said. Contact Brian Turner. I am not involved anymore. She speaks very highly of you, the counselor added. She says you were more of a father to her than anyone. That stopped me. She said that. I asked. Yes, the counselor said. She also said she made a terrible mistake and does not know how to fix it. I sat there quietly for a long moment. Some mistakes cannot be fixed, I said finally. She is 16. She is learning. And this is part of that lesson. Actions have consequences. She told me to leave. I left. Now she understands what that means. I see. The counselor said gently. If you change your mind, we are here. I did not respond. I ended the call and stared at my phone. Part of me wanted to feel guilty, wanted to reach out. Then I remembered Christmas dinner. The shove, the yelling, the way she stayed silent while her mother tore me down in front of everyone. No, she made her choice. 3 days before the eviction deadline, I drove past the house. There was a moving truck in the driveway, a small one. I did not stop. That night, my brother texted me. She has been asking people if they know where you live. Told everyone not to tell her. I replied, thanks. Then he asked, you doing okay? Better every day, I wrote back. The night before the eviction deadline, a letter arrived at my brother's house. I have no idea how she found the address. The envelope had my name written in Lily's handwriting. I took it back to my apartment, sat on my couch with a beer and opened it. I am sorry. I know those words do not fix anything. I know I hurt you worse than I have ever hurt anyone. Mom told me Dad wanted to come to dinner and that I should act excited. She said you would understand and that we would all be one big family. I was stupid. I believed her. I believed her when she told me to tell you to leave. I thought she knew what she was doing. I did not think you would actually go. I did not think you would stay gone. I lost the best father I ever had because I was a stupid kid who listened to the wrong person. I do not expect you to forgive me. I set the letter down and stared at the wall. I felt sad, but I did not feel wrong. Some lessons come late, some come hard, and some only come once. I do not expect you to care. I just need you to know that I understand what I did. I will regret it for the rest of my life. Signed, Lily. I read the letter twice. Then I folded it, slid it back into the envelope, and placed it on the kitchen counter of my apartment. She was right. Words did not undo damage. The next morning, Arthur called. They are out, he said. Property management confirmed they cleared everything last night. You can go inspect whenever you are ready. I will go this afternoon, I said. I will bring my brother. When I walked into the house, it felt different. Empty in a way that had nothing to do with furniture. They took their belongings and, to be fair, they left the place clean. I walked through every room. The dining room, where everything fell apart. The bedroom we once shared. Lily's room, stripped down to bare walls. Mike stood in the doorway watching me. How do you feel? He asked. Relieved. Sad. Angry. Free, I said. All at once. You going to sell it? Yeah, I said. Too many ghosts. We spent over an hour walking through the house, taking pictures, checking fixtures, making sure nothing was damaged. Everything was intact. She left without causing trouble. As we were locking up, I noticed an envelope taped to the kitchen counter. Another letter. This one was from Amanda. I almost left it there. Curiosity won. I do not expect forgiveness. I do not expect anything. But I need you to know I destroyed the best thing I ever had. Brian came to that dinner because I invited him. I wanted to make you jealous. I wanted you to fight for me, to prove you loved me. Instead, you showed me exactly who you are. A man with dignity. A man who knows his worth. A man who does not beg. I spent 8 years with someone of real value, and I threw it away playing games. You will never see this letter. You will never know how much I regret it. But I needed to write it. Goodbye. I handed it to Mike. He read it, shook his head. She thought you would fight for her, he said. I do not fight for people who push me away, I said. I let them go. We left the house, and I locked the door for the last time. The realtor would handle the rest. On the drive back to my apartment, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. This is Lily. I heard you were at the house. I just wanted to say thank you for everything you ever did for me, even if I did not deserve it. I hope someday you can forgive me. I hope someday I can forgive myself. I read it at a red light. I did not reply. I put the phone down and kept driving. Some bridges stay burned for a reason. That night, I slept in my apartment. My place. My peace. No regrets. No second guessing. Just forward. 3 months later, my life looked completely different. The house sold in 2 weeks. Good neighborhood. Fair price. I took the profit and used it wisely. New furniture. A savings account I controlled. A reliable used truck. Work was steady. I got back into hobbies I had abandoned. Started going to the gym again. Reconnected with friends I had not seen in years. One Saturday morning, I ran into Amanda at the hardware store. She looked worn down. Thinner. Tired. She was with her mother, the two of them arguing in the paint aisle. She saw me and froze. I could see her debating whether to approach. I made the choice for both of us. I turned, checked out, and walked away. No conversation. No closure needed. I was already closed. Later that afternoon, one last message came through. Unknown number. But I knew. I saw you today. You look happy. I am glad. I am sorry for everything. I hope you find someone who deserves you. Someone smarter than I was. I stared at the screen for a minute. Then I typed one word. Thanks. That was it. Final contact. Final word. A week later, I was having dinner with Mike and Sarah when she finally asked what everyone had been wondering. Are you ready to date again? Maybe someday, I said. Not rushing it. What would you look for? She asked. Someone who knows their worth, I said. Someone who does not play games. Someone who understands respect is not negotiable. Mike raised his beer. To new beginnings. I clinked my bottle against his. To knowing when to walk away. Driving home that night, I thought about that Christmas dinner. The shove, the yelling, the humiliation. And I realized something. I was not angry anymore. I was not hurt anymore. I was grateful. Grateful they showed me who they were before I married into it. Before I adopted Lily. Before I was legally trapped. They thought they were teaching me a lesson. Instead, they set me free. I parked, grabbed my keys, and walked into my apartment. My space. My life. My peace. No regrets. No looking back. Just a man who knew his worth and refused to accept less. They told me to get out. Best decision they ever made for me.